Shalom, give praise to Yahweh, B'Hashem El-Shai, B'Hashem Kakadash, and double honors to the apostles' great millstone, and salutations to your brother, true sincerity, and shalom to the house of David, shalom to your brothers scattered around the world, and shalom to your sisters, man, the hopeful, sincere, the elect. And we're living in the last days. We're living in the last days. We're living in perilous times. And the topic of the day, I'm going to talk about, everything that's going on around the world. Crisis is going from food shortages, gas prices going up, everything's going wild and crazy. But the title of the day I have, Great Depression is Coming, an Oil Crisis. And this article from End Time Headline News. And I was working in the morning today. I was reading a little bit, and we're living in some really good times for us. But the world's gonna live bad. So I'm gonna read this article, and I got precepts that are lined up. And the article is basically, here's why the global energy crisis is going to get much more worse. Okay, it's going to get real bad out here, man. We got to trust in the Lord, man. We can't trust in these these cars that we have, this life that we have, man. We got to trust the Lord with all that heart. The title, it is becoming clear that we are more far than trouble than we're being told. In the recent months, in the form of all traditional energy has become significantly more expensive. This is a fuel price increasing all over the planet. The news global energy crisis directly responsible for this an astonishing rise in fertilized prices has resulted in a tremendously amount of pain at the pump for many average Americans. Man, that's just crazy. And I could testify because when I go to the gas stations and I go pump my gas, I've been noticing, or if any brothers noticing that how, today this gas station number 4 or 5, 6 is out of service. And we're in a shortages. This is the beginning stages, inflation. Okay. And I'm wondering, this is gonna go. We'll see how it's gonna go. Continue on. For millions of average Americans, and since virtually everything that we buy has been transported, its major contribution factors to inflation. Boom. And we are encouraging witnessing. And unfortunately, this is just the beginning and a recent contract by genealogist workers oil industry for more than a decade. He patiently explained to me why things aren't going to be getting worse, getting better. Things are not going to go back to normal. I could ask if I could share some of what has sent to me with all of you. He agreed. After this reading, I think you will agree that this quote sobering assessment of this current state of affairs. I am a genealogist who has worked in the oil industry for over 10 years. I just come out of the school of time and share the spout revolution and work in Denver and on the Baker Play in North Dakota. And then I work in a pyramid miners out of the miner city. Okay, I'm just going to keep reading. Okay. These were the two major power plays, and so I have firsthand acknowledged. Now I teach environmental science of high school. I'm just gonna scheme that. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna read it. Now I teach environmental science for high schoolers in Amarillo, Georgia. Anyway, back in 2015, I was starting to see reports coming out of analysis that Spell industry will run out of new pallets to drill Spell oil well in a premium in 2021. So it looks like it's about to be going ugly. And this report ain't telling me anything new. Just give me likely a day and you will see the pelling, drilling in poor rock quality. Prior to the pelling, we didn't have to frack wells because the rock quality was great. But to drill the good rock it up, so it's really scrapping in the bottom of the barrel now, and the way back then. And there was a reconciliation that wouldn't last forever. See? Barrel is not gonna. This picture right here is going down to the drain. Okay? And this oil is a limited resource. And you people feel comfortable not paying attention. So I'm going to pull out my first precept, the book of Matthew, chapter 24. Let me put on my sword, because I got to read it a little bit more. But I want to pull out Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and 8. All these things are the beginning of sorrow. This is just the beginning of it. Like the gentleman said. Okay? It's just the beginning of it. Let's read it on. Oil is a limited resource. For the time, it was barely economic to drill wells because of the migrants. Margin of drilling is such a poor rock, significant better than what you can make on interest due to the quantity as easy policy. Most of the spell company, however, were simply point schemes, and the pell industry lost billions as a whole, but the result of loss of capital was record production. So, this is the end of America. The more troubles are coming in, and I want to put out the next scripture, the book of Proverbs 11 and 4, because nothing's going to save you that day. Nothing's going to save you that day. And we're going to be hitting a real Great Depression, economic collapse. Give me 1 second. Because there ain't be no more jobs no more, man, in the future. Okay? Everything's going to go higher, man. Okay? Every export, every industry, every oil, it's not going to be the same, man. It's going to get worse and worse. Proverbs 11 and 4. Riches profit not the day of the wrath, but righteousness shall deliver from death. And nothing going to save you that day. Things are going to get ugly, man. Things are going to get worse. Okay? And I'm going to get the next precept. I think the Psalms, I wrote that down. Sorry if I didn't. Psalms 20 chapter. Psalms. The book of Psalms chapter 20 and 7. Some trust in chariots, some trust in horses, but we remember the name of the Lord our power, man. These people will trust in this. Things are going to go back to normal. Gas is going higher. Sooner or later, you're not even going to be driving no longer. That's just crazy shit. Let me get another scripture, man, because there ain't going to be no jobs no more, man. Look at what we're becoming, man. Crazy times we live in, man. Give me TCS. Let me get on my phone. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now that Creator in the days of youth, while the evil day come not. Know that the years draw not, when those shall say, I had no pleasure in them. Okay? Remember the Lord now. Because the days are coming, man. Evil days are coming. Verse 2, while the sun and the light or moon or stars be not darkened, know the clouds be turned after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall embolden themselves, and grinding cease because there are few, and those look out of the window are be darkened. Verse 4, the doors are be shut down the street, when the sound of grinding is low, and it shall rise of the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low, man. Okay, and this is a prime example, man. This is a prime example. Energy crisis is going to get much worse, man. Transport, how they're going to transport gas, how they're going to transport petroleum and things of that nature, man. These people are going to be going paranoia, man. fighting for just for gas, man. Getting angry. Angry. Okay? I'm gonna pull the next scripture. Because this is how it's gonna be. You're gonna have one friend fighting against another. Let's see if I can find that scripture. Right here. People are gonna start fighting with each other, man. 2 chapter 6, verse 23. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear it, they should suddenly be afraid. You know, these people are not afraid yet, but when bad times come, people are gonna be afraid. Verse 24. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and earth shall be standing fear with those that dwell therein, and spring for fountains shall be stand still, and 3 hours they shall not run, man. Okay? You people are gonna be afraid. You people are gonna fight each other for one piece of fucking gas. Just to put a car in your tank, huh? Watch, man. You people are gonna be astonished. Okay? 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Death, destruction. For the sword and the destruction draw not, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Verse 16. There shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings or princes, and course of their actions shall stand up in their power. Yeah. And these people are going to come up against the government because of this type of issue like this, man. But you know what? If you want to get, it's going to get to a reality check, man. And these people are going to live dangerously, man. Okay? Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city, should not be able. Yeah, how are you going to get access to your gas, man? You're not even going to move around. You're going to have checkpoints. You have street closed, man. You're not even going to go anywhere. This is going to get worse, man. Just wait. Verse 18, because of their cities, because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and the man shall be afraid. This is a trouble. This is going to come. When you don't have no gas stations in your nearest blocks and nearest corners, man. I'll read it again. 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, and his houses shall be destroyed, and the man shall be afraid. Verse 19. And the man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, shall destroy their houses with their sword, and despoil their goods, because of lack of bread and a great tribulation. Great tribulation is coming here in Babylon the Great. It's going to come many different angles. It's going to be like an arrow's going to shoot. One direction is going to be the gas pump. Another direction will be the food shortages. Another direction try to get out. It's going to be bad blood out here, man. And people are going to have a rude awakening, man. And this is not talked about in the social media. Kind of, but not really. Okay? Like I said, be prepared. Things are going to get worse. Until the next time, Shalom, those will be brothers edifying. Next time to Yahweh, B'Hashem El Shai, B'Hashem Kakadash. And the next time, Shalom.